Good morning, dear students. Today I am going to start with the third chapter of chemistry, that is metals and non-metals. So today's lecture will be very general lecture, as you people have discussed about metals and non-metals in the 8th standard also, and somewhere you have discussed this topic in 9th standard also. So today I am going to discuss about the physical properties of metals and non-metals along with some exceptions. Fine. So we all are aware that nearly 118 elements are existing. So we have categorized them as metals, non-metals and metalloids. So today the talk will be on the physical properties of metals and non-metals. So let us start with the physical properties of metals. A table has been shown to you. See, metals. The very first property is metals are malleable. Metals are malleable. Malleable means they can be beaten into thin sheets. Like you all have seen aluminium sheets, very thin foil is there. So that is a sort of sheet only. Fine. And simultaneously, when we use the word malleable, we used to use the word ductile also. What is the meaning of ductility? Metals are known to be ductile in nature. So what is the meaning? Meaning is that metals, they can be beaten into thin wires. Fine. And you will be very surprised to know that gold is considered to be the most ductile metal. Even tungsten also falls in that category. So just try to understand the concept which I am going to explain. From 1 gram of gold, we can make a wire up to 2 kilometers. Very small quantity, very minute quantity, that is 1 gram of gold, and from that you can make a wire up to 2 kilometers. So if a rough approximation I have to code, then I'll be saying from bus stand to your school. More than that, even that will be the length of the wire which we can make with the help of 1 gram of gold. And tungsten is the next example. Tungsten is that means it is also ductile. It is such type of ductile metal, the wires become invisible. Means this is also falling in the category of most ductile metal. Silver also falls, means gold and silver, they are at first preference, then come gold and tungsten are at first preference, and then comes your silver. Okay, then number 3, third property. Malleability I have discussed, ductility I have discussed. Now comes metals are generally hard. Fine. Metals are generally hard, except what are the exceptions? Lithium, sodium, potassium, mercury and gallium. Okay, so lithium, sodium, potassium, they are very soft metals. Sodium, potassium they are so soft that we can cut them with the help of knife. So these are the exceptions, and exceptions are very important for 1 mark question, and they can be asked in the MCQ forms also. Then next property, metals are sonorous. Sonorous means when you are going to strike them, then they are going to produce a sound. Very common example, your school bell. Now we are having the electric bells, but otherwise the bell which is there in mandir, that is the best example to be understood that metals are sonorous. That is, they are used for making a sound, means they produce sound when they are being struck. Then next property is metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. And when we used to say they are good conductors, their example for best conduction comes silver and copper. Now the question arises, if we are claiming that silver is the best conductor of electricity, why the wires are made of then copper? Reason you can define easily, that gold is Silver is comparatively costly in comparison to copper. Copper is comparatively cheap. Fine. And mercury is considered to be the poor conductor, whereas lead is considered to be non-conducting. Fine. And for gold, where we have said the silver and copper, they are best conductors. Exception is there tungsten. Tungsten is not conducting. Fine. Then comes next property, that is metals have high melting and boiling point. Fine. So always remember children, lithium, sodium, potassium, they have low densities, and that is why they are having low melting points. Okay. And also all the metals are existing in the solid state except mercury. Mercury is the metal which is liquid at room temperature, you all are aware of. And where we have discussed about the melting and boiling point, and we have said that the metals are having high melting and boiling point, there you should know one thing, gallium and cesium, they are having low melting points. Means exceptions should be very clear to you, because whenever the examples will be asked, those will be on the basis of mainly exceptions. Fine. Then is metals are known to be strategic in nature, like titanium. What is the meaning of word strategic? Means metals are used for country's defense purpose. Metals are used for country's defense purpose. How we can say? If whatever the weapons are being made, somewhere in more quantity or the less, metals are used. Even somewhere in the weapons, tanks, all the things which are being used for the strategic functions, or I should say which are used for the defense purpose of the country, metals are being used in one way or the other. Then last property is metals have high tensile strength. Tensile strength means they have high load bearing capacity. You all are aware of the bridges. When the bridge is being made, or when a huge building is made, then the main base which is being taken, that is iron. So that is known, that is the metals have high tensile strength. Now comes the properties of non-metals. Non-metals are neither malleable nor ductile, or we can also say they are brittle in nature. Means neither they can be beaten into thin wires nor they can be beaten into thin sheets. Another next property, metals are non-sonorous. They are not going to produce any sound when they are being striken. Then metals are non-lustrous. They don't have any shining appearance except iodine. But one thing you just make sure, diamond and graphite, they are actually the allotropic forms. What is allotropy? I will be discussing in the next coming lectures. You should know just this thing, that diamond and graphite, they are forms of carbon. Fine. And these forms are also considered to be lustrous. Somewhere it is considered graphite is non-lustrous. Somewhere in some books they are claiming it is lustrous. So this diamond, you can consider it falls in the category of lustrous. Fine. Then next comes, they all exist in the three states. Can be solid state, can be liquid state, can be gaseous states. Fine. And most of them, they are in the gaseous state. For example, oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine, etc. If we talk about solid state, the main examples are carbon. Then next example is phosphorus, and bromine is the liquid. Very important. Bromine is the liquid non-metal. Fine. Another property, another is non-metals have low melting and boiling point. Exceptions are here again. They are boron, silicon and carbon. They are solids. Definitely if the substance will be solid. Why it will be solid? Just remember always, whenever we'll be saying the thing is solid, this particular substance is solid, then when there we will be saying why it is solid, because of strong interparticle force. Means the force between the particles which are there, the force between the atoms which are present in that particular element, that will be strong. And if the force of attraction will be strong, they are going to exhibit high melting point. Means they will need more temperature to melt. I hope you are getting this point. Fine. Then next is, they are considered to be the poor conductor of heat and electricity, exception is again there, except graphite. Graphite is considered to be the good conductor of electricity. I hope you all are aware of graphite. What is graphite? Graphite is allotropic form, or you can also say it is the form of carbon, and you all are aware of graphite, that is pencil lead. The lead which is being present in your pencil, that is your graphite. Fine. And diamond, if we will be saying the other form of carbon is diamond, that is again the bad conductor. Fine. Then next is, they have low density. And last property is, generally they are considered to be soft. Means if we are saying non-metals, they will be generally soft, but exception is there, very important exception. Diamond is the hardest substance known. Diamond is considered to be the hardest substance, and you will be very surprised to know that the people who are doing the work of glass cutting, who used to cut the glass, जो शीशे को काटते हैं, ठीक है, they are using diamond cutter. The cutter which is being with them, that is consisting diamond in it. So these are very general physical properties of metals and non-metals. These things already you were knowing, but once again we have revised. Tomorrow in the next lecture we'll be continuing with the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. That's all for today. Thank you. Have a great day.